Good evening and welcome, friends. This 8 p.m. Sunday evening. It's a veritable civil war panning out in Gilgit Baltistan of Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir over the last month and a half. It began with some civic municipal issues, snowballed into Shia-Sunni conflict, and now there's almost a veritable rebellion against the Pakistani government amongst the people of Gilgit Baltistan, with many now thinking that did they make a mistake of joining or supporting the Pakistani invaders in 1948? Would they be better with India now? And should they think in terms of getting Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir out of the Pakistani grip and back into India? That's something which we are going to discuss. In fact, news coming in that Pakistan Army, in fact, has been called in Gilgit Baltistan by the local administration there. The troops have taken positions at main bazaars, chowks and buildings across the province or the region, and essentially to maintain law and order after riots paralyzed life across the region. Riots had erupted after a Shia cleric was arrested in Gilgit a few days back. The riots were intensified following inflammatory electricity bills, making things worse for the police. Chief Minister of Gilgit Baltistan had sought Army's help to control the situation. Internet service has been reduced from 4G to 2G so that the residents cannot share pictures and videos. In some parts, even that is not working. What we are seeing is that amid civil unrest, a jittery Pakistani government has pressed into service its best all-weather weapon, which is the Pakistan Army, and amid protests which have seen slogans like Chalo Kargil Chalo, which is obviously an indication that the population wants to move towards India, and this impending civil war on the issue of blasphemy laws. Remember, Pakistan recently brought in amendments in its blasphemy laws which made it even more difficult to have any divergent views apart from the strict Sunni code of Islam, and that has really got the Shia community, which essentially dominates the demography insofar as Gilgit Baltistan is concerned, up in arms, literally. And all this happening amid reports that Pakistan has faced highest number of militant attacks in the last decade this year, with Pakistan Army being a specific target. And I'm told I'm going to be joined in All right, I'm being joined in by GD Bakshi, and GD Bakshi, very good evening, sir. With whatever pictures we are getting, sir, from Gilgit Baltistan, I want your views on what's really happening, and is it a veritable civil war really panning out? General Bakshi, sir, if you are okay, let me go to the all right, I have with us Faraz Saeed, also political analyst, live from Pakistan. So before we connect,
hello, can you
Bakshi, okay, we have him. Okay, General Bakshi, sir.
Hello.
Okay, he's connecting. Let me go to Faraz Saeed in that period. I'm going to Faraz Saeed. Faraz Saeed, please tell us what's really happening in Gilgit Baltistan. You have slogans like Chalo Kargil. You have slogans like Let's go back to India. You have slogans like somebody in Islamabad trying to create a wedge amongst the people in Gilgit Baltistan along the Shia-Sunni lines. Nobody is saying India is to be blamed. Everyone is putting the blame at the doors of the government in Islamabad. What's really happening there?
there are two things happening simultaneously. That there is massive protest that is held, first, where a Shia cleric is alleged to have used some sort of blasphemous remark, following which there's a massive outburst because again that Shia cleric was booked under blasphemy charges and he's arrested, and Shia community is not happy with it. Um, However, a perception is being built up around this that somehow the Shia community is all up against the state, or they want, or they're chanting some kind of anti-Pakistan slogans. That's absolutely wrong. I did watch the video where the videos that are not from the current protest are being used to, sort of perpetuate some kind of anti-Pakistan narrative, which is absolutely wrong. As far as the calling of armed forces to some sort of, settle law and order situation, because on September 7th, Chehlam is supposed to happen by the Shia community, the Chehlam of Imam Hussain, which is why it is a common business to call in the armed forces or paramilitary troops so that that event can be held in a peaceful and calm way. There is no sense of... now, we have to understand that, Shia-Sunni rift are some sort of fault lines within Pakistan, and there are elements which are trying to trigger those fault lines. But when we talk about the situation on the ground, that is not the situation that is building up. However, on the social media, I have seen a narrative that is being built up. Secondly, why majority of social media from Pakistan even are trying to, propel a narrative that, oh, people are up against the state or the army institution. It is because, again, there is a political party, PTI, whose leader is in the jail, and all his supporters are trying to use every tool that goes against the institutions to somewhat manifest their narrative that, oh, everybody, every part of the populace is up against the institutions who are trying to harass, intimidate, arrest PTI and its political power. But the fault lines are trying to be triggered, but they're not. The situation on the ground is not as worse as you claim that it's a civil war-like situation. There is not the protest in Gilgit Baltistan that is being held so far has no classification of civil war.
Okay, Faraz, before I go to General Bakshi, sir, I'll just give me 1 more minute with Faraz and I come back to you because we are just trying to understand the Pakistani point of view. Faraz, you are saying it's not a civil war. Okay, granted, it's not a civil war. But the manner in which protests panned out first by the Sunni community and then by the Shia community now after the arrest of the Aga Bakir al-Husseini, the leader of the Shia community there. Now, Shia-Sunni conflict is not specific to Pakistan for us. Shia-Sunni conflict happens wherever Shia-Sunnis are for whatever fundamental differences of opinion they have. The question is how you are managing that conflict, and that's where the present picture gets little interesting insofar as Pakistan's handling of it is concerned. We had Muharram just last month, and the manner in which it was marked in Kashmir is a model which perhaps Pakistan could learn from.
We do understand that there's a massive political unrest. I would only talk about the current situation so far because, again, our Shia-Sunni conflict was there when we were fighting the Afghan Jihad, the American imperialist war in Afghanistan across the border. However, in the past 10 years or 15 years, we were able to calm those tensions down. Because of recent political unrest and bad handling of the situation, these kind of situations are erupting. Now, these are isolated incidents within Pakistan. However, these are manifesting into large-scale events because, again, because there is no political consistency, because there is bad handling of the situation within the country, which is why these kind of situations are being flared up. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Can I come in?
Okay, General Bakshi sir, now I am coming to you. Now he's saying that the
Yeah.
scale of protest is not as big as you are making out to be. Maybe Faraz is not able to see it because of the ban on internet and because the videos can't come in. But sources tell us that perhaps and sources within Pakistan actually tell us that the scale is much bigger. Also, sir, you think this is directly connected with the new amendments in the blasphemy laws that Pakistan brought in, and that actually indicates that Pakistan is not willing to learn any lessons from history?
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me tell you that the simple fact is, when Parvez Musharraf was a brigade commander in Gilgit Baltistan, that is the time there were been Shia-Sunni clashes. Parvez Musharraf brought in Afghan Sunni tribesmen from the northwest frontier, province, from Pashtunkhwa and Fata, and they slaughtered the Shias. It is, it is in the racial memory. It is being there as one of the most massive, most brutal crackdowns by the Sunnis onto the Shias. And since then, that situation has been very restive. There is a rampant feeling in Gilgit Baltistan that the Pakistani army in specific has been looting the economical resources, the natural resources of Gilgit Baltistan without pumping back a single penny into that area. There is deep felt grievance. There is deep felt grievance that even the Chinese who are constructing their road have brought in their own laborers and this thing, and they are, instead of the local Shias getting any money out of it, any profit out of it, these Chinese workers are selling them boiled eggs, and making a profit off the local. So the resentment in this area run very deep. It's all very nice of our Pakistani interlocutor to whitewash these. As you very rightly saying, the internet has been blocked out. And maybe he's being very straightforward and honest because he thinks it's not as big. Just let him have a look at the screen. I hope he can see the screen that you are showing in front of you, the scale of the protest. Hussaini is a very respected Shia leader. And when you try and book a Shia leader on under the pretext of the blasphemy laws, well, then you are stretching it here very, very far.
Yeah.
You are provoking a fault line war because there is an ideological basic cleavage between the Shias and the Sunnis. And if you now try and invoke the blasphemy laws against every single Shia, that he holds a view of Islam different from the Sunni, his Sunni brethren, well, then you are asking for a fault line war. And that is what is already on. Look, Pakistan is a sinking state. Pakistan is a state in a condition of meltdown. It was long anticipated. Paul Kennedy, in his famous magnum opus, the rise and fall of the great empires, he had talked of over-militarized states facing economic collapse. He had mentioned Austria-Hungary, Nazi Germany, pre-war Japan, and the post-war Soviet Union as over-militarized states which collapsed economically without a shot being fired. Exactly the same is happening in Pakistan. Economic moves are combining with the bitter, ideological fault line to create a situation of chaos. This is Pakistan in a state of meltdown.
Right, sir.
This is the beginning.
Right, sir. Sir, in fact, Faraz, the fact that Jaranwala episode also happened in the backdrop of the changes in the blasphemy laws. These Gilgit Baltistan protests are also happening for the same reason. The Pakistani state is in a tailspin. The economy is in turmoil, and vice versa. The Pakistani army does not know what to do really. The state is absolutely at sea. You had your acting prime minister suggesting that the electricity bills is not an issue. In fact, that was the trigger perhaps in Gilgit Baltistan also. And then, of course, a correction was made through the information minister. I think there is a pattern of mismanagement, Faraz, which you were very obliquely indicating to, which is applicable in the case of Gilgit Baltistan also. Now, my question is, just because you are not able to handle it, why not give Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir to India? And, just be happy about it that, okay, fine, we are not able to handle it, let India do it.
I would rather retort, why don't you hand over Manipur to Myanmar? They would handle that situation rather pretty well. Because again, the way the women are being raped, mass raped, with the kind of brutality that is being exercised in Manipur, I would rather say that why don't hand Manipur to Myanmar? They would handle the situation rather well. I mean, protest is a tool that every part and parcel of the polity uses against the government to demand their rights whenever that happens. And protest is not a new thing that is only erupting out of Pakistan. I mean, we saw when laws were changed, when Kisan of India were launching massive protests. I mean, we never said that Punjab should become part of Pakistan, that we'll handle the farmers better. That is not the point. I mean, if there is some kind of protest against the government, the protest must be justified, the rights must be debated, and whatever the arguments they raise, that must be taken up with the government of the day.
Nobody in Manipur is saying, Faraz, the difference is, Faraz, yes sir, Faraz, the difference is, before I go to General Bakshi, Faraz, the difference is, nobody in Manipur while protesting said they want to go to Myanmar. They had Indian flags a part of the protest. Also, when the farm laws protests were happening, nobody says they want to go to Pakistan. They had Indian flags around which the protests were happening. General Bakshi, this very dishonest comparison, we had the IG of Lahore, because he can't handle the situation, trying to suggest that Jaranwala protest happened because something happened in India and India wanted to deflect attention. So, I mean, is the Pakistan army, Pakistan police even aware that when they make these kind of arguments, they are actually giving evidence of their incompetence? That, oh, India is doing this, we can't help it. We can't help it because India is so much into Pakistan.
Absolutely. The simple fact is, the Pakistani interlocutor made mention that why don't you hand over Manipur to Myanmar? Myanmar has no legal locus standi in Manipur. Let's get that right. On the contrary, the legal claim of India to POK is iron cast. The Maharaja of Kashmir acceded to India. Legally, it is a close and shut case. No locus standi Pakistan had there. Brigadier Ghansara Singh of my regiment, Jammu and Kashmir Rifle, was the first governor appointed by Maharaja Hari Singh in Gilgit Baltistan. It was Major Scout. It was Major Brown of the Gilgit Scouts who staged the revolt of Quds on behalf of Pakistan under the guidance of the MI5, then to try and take away Gilgit Baltistan from India and hand it over to Pakistan so it would be available to them to spy on Russia, to send the Gary Power missions and all that U-2 flights, etc., that you saw later going from Peshawar. So the simple fact of the matter is, the legal locus standi is totally with India. India has all legal rights to Gilgit Baltistan. And so when the Shias of Gilgit Baltistan say they want to link up with their Shia brethren across in Kargil, they have a legal basis. What is the legal basis for Manipur and Myanmar? And what nonsensical legal basis are you trying to generate between Punjab, West Punjab and East Punjab? I mean, India's Punjab? I mean, I think you need to grow up and smell the coffee. The simple, unfortunate fact, and I feel bad about it, is that Pakistan is, as you said, in a tailspin. It is in a condition of economic meltdown. The state is collapsing in Pakistan. The last pillar of the state which was holding it together was the Pakistan army, and that unfortunately happens to be an institution that is hated with a rare venom in the area of Gilgit Baltistan, because the Baltis, the Chilasis and the people of Gilgit, they view it as a colonial authority, as an exploitative rule from outside that rapaciously loots all their resources, their timber, their wildlife, their metals, minerals, and they don't get a penny for it. They have been feeling neglected and starved for all these decades. and now they are up to their guilt because of that blatant Shia Sunni. The Sunnis trying to throttle the Shias in their own homeland and trying to put behind the bars their most prominent clerics.
All right, sir. Let me try one more attempt and ask Faraz. Faraz, if you can give an honest answer.
And quite obviously, they are resting.
Yeah, some audio issue there with General Bakshi, but Faraz, my question to you is, and if you can attempt an honest answer, Pakistan's problems of the kind that you are facing today, both on your western side with the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, with Gilgit Baltistan, go back to the Hudud ordinances, go back to the blasphemy laws. You first removed the Ahmadiyas, you first targeted the Ahmadiyas, now it seems you are targeting the Shias. There is no end to your troubles because you don't know how to end your troubles. You are actually complicating things further. I mean, I'm looking for an honest answer. Can you really give a very clear, honest answer as to whether this is the reason why you are having these problems?
Well, I have always said that the fault has always been in our stars. I mean, I have always been at the forefront in admission that Pakistan's economy has had bad managers. Pakistan's geopolitics has had bad managers. I mean, the way we have witnessed a political uncertainty for the past 75 or 76 years, it is a hot mess. But when we talk about the arguments that a particular protest should be tantamount to handing over that entire region to India, is a flawed argument, is a flawed demand at the very first. General G.D. Bakshi is right when he comes to the history, that it is not the Manipur which is a contested area, it is the Kashmir which is a contested area. But General Bakshi, with all due respect, when we say that a protest in Pakistan, that land should be handed over to India because, again, the protest, the Pakistani state is unable to handle the protest. That's when I say, when the farmers were protesting in the eastern side of Punjab, should we have claimed or should we have demanded that East Punjab should be handed over to Pakistan? No, that's not how it happens. That's not how it happens. I have been very honest in treading upon this debate that yes, bad management has been a problem. Fault lines are there. Fault lines are there. We have been unable to manage the problems, the fault lines, and every decade after decade, the same fault lines have been triggered. Not because of the problems that were some sort of external, but majorly internal. But when you quoted IG Punjab in referencing with Jallianwala incident where the Christian community was attacked by a Muslim mob, he was right, because again, if we tread back about 6-7 years ago, there was a bomb attack in Lahore, Johar town, and it was your Ministry of External Affairs, it was the responsible senior police officer of Eastern Punjab who said that it was them, their hostile actors were involved in the attack in Lahore, Johar town bombings. I mean, there has been a history where external intelligence agencies have been hostile towards the other country. This is an open secret, General G.D. Bakshi. Both the intelligence agencies of the countries have been fighting against each other. The mandate of RAW, the mandate of RAW is not to create peace in Pakistan. It is the similar case for ISI.
Faraz, I wish you were half honest when you admitted that there are fault lines of your own making, but then trying to scapegoat RAW and Ra, as you call it, is not right. Because remember, Faraz, the reason why I said that why not give POJK to India is because Wazir Hasnain, who's president of the Tehreek-e-Pasadan POK Gilgit Baltistan, he said that we will not go to Sindh or Punjab, we will go to India. That's the beginning of this argument that maybe we can do it better for you, but then it rests easy. You can continue to, face your own troubles with whatever happiness that you have. On that note, thank you so much, Faraz, for joining us from Pakistan, and General Bakshi for joining us. Very sorry, sir, I'm really run out of time.